क्या सिगरेट?
बाप तो बाप ही होता है.
I was very possessive.
मेरी बेटी का ख्याल रखना. Hello, and welcome to a very special episode of With Love, Twin Me Not. Very adult talk loud, so you don't have to in silence. In today's episode, we actually have a guest for the first time, a very special one indeed. He raised us, tolerated us, and somehow came out funnier than both of us combined. He's not a regular dad. You can classify him as the cool dad. And he insists on being called our younger brother, but technically he's our dad. So put your hands together for Mr. Praveen Chandna, also known as the TMN Dad. So how does it feel to be the first premium guest on our podcast?
Oh, finally, the world is seeing the real star. But jokes apart, I'm so proud and thrilled to see my daughters doing so well.
Because you are a dad of two girls. So let's see how much you know about our world. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Let me be an influencer and show like this. Is brand ne paise nahi diye?
हाँ कितना वो दिखाओ.
Show like this. Okay, no point. Okay. So you can open it, see it, and tell me what do you think it is.
Different colors.
Show it to the camera.
But what
is the product?
No.
Where do we use it? Which part of our...
I think it should be on the eyes.
Not bad. Not bad. It's in fact an eyeshadow palette. You are truly a girl dad. But is it too soon to comment? We'll find out. Okay, I'll get another product. Chun, 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 chun. This is so weird. What do you think this is?
Oh, this is so easy.
What is it?
This is for your nails.
No! It was a trick question. This is actually for your eyes. If you want a colored eyeliner.
But see, you can still use it for your...
No, Papa, you can't. This does not...
times it was you only for nails.
But look at the confidence with which the answer came.
This was... I deliberately brought it to trick you.
Anyway, so what do you think the term ghosting means? Let me give you context. It is a term used in the capacity of dating.
Huh. Like if you're meeting someone and that person has ghosted you.
So it's basically they are not serious.
Okay, close.
And, it's just testing.
In a way, we'll give him half a point. Half a point.
So what happened? Let's say two people are having a conversation and everything is going fine. Suddenly, one person stops replying and vanishes.
So
he or she becomes a ghost. So that is what is ghosting.
So that's what maybe the person is not serious.
Well, you went into the deep meaning of what his mentality would be, but that action is called ghosting, so half points to it.
Fine. So now it's my turn, girls. Let me ask some questions from my kind, whether you know or you don't.
We will know. We're very smart.
Okay. Shall we?
Bring it on.
Agar cut, whether cut, Agni Utpadak Piti.
Hey? What?
Is it a tongue twister?
Agar cut, ragar cut.
Agni Utpadak Piti.
Agar cut हुआ, तो उस कट को रगड़. अगर कट, रगड़ कट. Agni was the house जिसकी मैं कैप्टन थी. उत्पादक. पापा ऐसे गंदे चीजें नहीं बोलनी.
पेटी. You think it could be a matchbox?
Yes, it is. It is.
I told you.
Your daughters are very smart. Huh? Okay, one more.
Shwet Vastr Dharit Dhumrapan Dandika.
I know.
I think you got it from Dhumrapan.
From
Shwet Vastra Dharit tak, I thought it was that white sari wali ghost.
But what is wearing the white thing, yeah? The cigarette.
Yes.
Something we don't encourage.
One more. Bhakbhakadda.
Hai? I think this whole segment is just me saying hai.
Yeah.
Bhak adda.
Bhak is like talking.
वो बक होता है, भक नहीं होता. Railway station?
Yes. Bang on.
We are Gen Z and we are boomers. Both.
I cannot believe we got those right. Please comment below if you could have guessed either of these.
Or ask your dads or kids these questions that we just asked. Good job. Good job. Okay, so after the last segment, we're going to let you keep the Cool Dad title for a little longer.
Thank you.
Because, let's be fair, he did well.
He did. Okay, so let's get into something deeper since Father's Day is round the corner. What we don't realize is, of course, this is our first time being kids, but it's their first time also being a father. So, as we grow up in our journey, they grow up in their journey, right?
Absolutely.
So, let's get into a segment we want to call
Then we grew up. Here we are going to state instances that we felt were correct or incorrect in the past, but then
we grew up.
Precisely. So let's get started.
The first one, when we were very young, we used to think that, maybe you're not as available or as around because you were always at work. And, we didn't get as much time with you. But later, I think we realized that whatever time you gave us such quality time. Whenever we had a debate, any kind
Yeah.
of speech or anything, he would help us,
He had these amazing one-liners in a notebook, in a really old yellow-colored notebook, and we used to plug and play
yeah.
things in our extempore elocution. And he would stay up at night. He'll come late at night. He'll sit with us, and he'll ensure that we have a good opening and a good ending for sure.
And we mostly won. I want to say always, but mostly won the competition.
Top 3 में आ जाते थे यार. So all credits to you. And also that as we grew up, we realized how important you to giving that much time to work was. We also get our work ethics from there because you led by example.
Correct. And I also think you were responsible for being the person who changed the entire course of the generation, especially because where you came from, the kind of background you came from, you really had to work extra hard to change things over for the generation after you. And we couldn't be more thankful for that. And we hope to keep continuing.
Okay, so like the way you mentioned, I also had my journey of growing up. And I'll give you a typical example like any other Indian father. I was very possessive and I was very concerned that you should remain, protected, not attracted to other genders. And then I realized that it is not something you have purchased it from the shop. It's being part of you as human. You should get attracted. You should get interested in other genders. I think it's important that we realize this and allow our children to grow like any other normal human being.
That's very well said. And, that's something that we've also observed. You've even had open conversations with us about if we are attracted to somebody, it's normal to be attracted to somebody, irrespective of what religious background they come from, irrespective of what gender they associate themselves with. So I think having that conversation with you opened doors for us to be okay with being attracted, because there's a lot of shame attached to it in our society. So I think that helped us there, and it helped us humanize you as well. You humanized us and we humanized you, and we could have conversations as two humans. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
Okay, another interesting one that I have. When we were growing up, like any other kids, we also had interests. Like I wanted to do mass comm, and Didi also might have had some interest. I don't know. No, of course. So we also were confused on what we should do with our lives, what our future looks like. I remember going from degree to degree, let me do this, let me do that. But you kind of put your foot down saying, do a safe degree, get one base degree, and then do whatever you want to do. So you pushed us into a business degree, which I may not have understood at that time. I was like, why am I wasting 4 years? And why do I need to do this? But now that I look back, especially since we started our new business, how could we not mention Manifest in this episode? We realize how important that particular degree and that experience was.
And exposure.
Absolutely.
I think more than the studying aspect of it, it really shaped the people we are today. And it helped us, get a broader perspective of things. And now that we are pursuing a passion backed with some
Business
acumen, I believe is a much more powerful combination, and
hopefully to better things. But I would like to add one more instance over here. I remember when she was in college and we were these protected kids when we've gone to college. And after a month or so, she has video called home and spoken to him and said, everybody goes out at night. I'm not used to going out at night. What do? I feel like I'm wronging you if I step out at night. And I remember him and our grandfather both took charge in front of the video camera. They're like, you are going. We trust you. We know you'll make the right calls. If you are stuck somewhere, we are the first person you call. And that is etched in my mind because even when I stepped into college, these were the lines you told me that have fun, do whatever you want to. But if you are in trouble, I'm the first person you call.
I think it's very important to experiment and at the same time not worried about that what my parents back home will say. As long as I'm confident of the important part is that how ingrained are your values in your formative years. I was very confident on that front that if the values are right, you should go on, you should experiment, but you know where to draw a line. At the same time, unless you make mistakes, how would you understand? So that's my take on the whole thing, that flap your wings, fly, and if you get stuck, we are there to help. But we'll not poke our nose into your daily monitoring. I think you are a human being, you don't owe anything to us. And we should give you free space to, as I mentioned, flap your wings. And let me use this word which I use very sentence, which I use very often. Vichar Simran, keep your peace in it.
Filminess comes from here, guys. I was just getting emotional and this happened.
So another point which I believe is very important, as I just finished my innings after 37 years with a bank. So my first condition of moving to Bangalore was that we will not stay together. We'll stay nearby, but we'll have our personal lives. Because it's important that you should have your space, we should have our space. And we maintain some times for ourselves, but at the same time, we are available for any good times, bad times together. I think that makes a relationship healthier rather than poking our nose every day or monitoring or living your life or monitoring.
Yeah.
Because we went through that in our time. And I learned from my parents that what I not need to do to ensure that my children have a very nice childhood, a very nice formative years, and then do what they would like, and they know that they are there to reach out to us. I think that's my second point, which I wanted to highlight here.
I think that makes it more of a choice and not an obligation. It's just spending time together, which we do all the time, every day. It is more of a choice than, oh, I'm supposed to be there.
Yeah.
And I think we can actually put a whole episode about the living arrangement because there's so much to it. And touch wood, so far, it's been pretty great because we get to be there for each other and also have our own personal space in life.
Yeah.
So, basically throughout our life, you allowed us to do a bunch of wild things.
Insisted us to do a lot of wild things.
So the question for today, or the segment that we're getting into, is what were you thinking?
Wow.
So you'll go first?
Huh. Okay. So the wildest thing that this man right here, who happens to be my father, has made me do is before my 19th or 20th birthday, he calls me and says, I think I'll give you a birthday gift. You need to get a tattoo. And I'm like, huh? How is that a birthday gift? And why? And tattoo was not even in my radar. And I just played it lightly that, okay. But for 15 days, he sent me Pinterest images of tattoo references that get this. For context, this is my tattoo. What were you thinking?
See, I wanted to ensure that my daughters look cool. They are ahead of time. And why should they be, avoiding something which is a trend? They should be ahead and they should flaunt it with pride.
Who does that? Which father does that? My friends were shocked that what is she doing? He literally said, I'm transferring money. Do it right away. But yeah, the fired you transferring money.
Anyway,
But he thought about trends before the content creation market did, guys. Right.
okay, another wild thing you made us do. So I was anyway freelancing. Antara was doing a corporate job. He visited us and he made Antara quit her job. He insisted and he made sure she did it right away.
And you're freelancing too. He made us quit both the things and focus both our energies on our content and potential business ideas.
So, what were you thinking?
Honestly, when I saw you slogging for somebody else from morning till late night and getting nothing out of it, I said, enough. You should, if you can work that much for yourself, we can do magic. And that was and I'm very convinced about it. And I think now we look back and I don't think you regret that.
Not at all.
So it proves the conviction which I have in that if I have to work hard, why not I do it for myself?
Yeah, it was a scary one, but thank you for making us do that. So another wild thing, because this one is a little bit of a wild child.
Not at all.
She wanted to do solo traveling or, travel on buses and go to hostels and, only no other safety contact number available. And you were literally the same thing that he said in the previous segment. Ja Simran ji le apni zindagi.
How? And I'll tell you one more thing. So when I was on these trips, and I remember video calling them, and I looked very happy. So they have come back later and said, you looked so happy when you were traveling. Maybe you should do more of that.
So what were you thinking?
Again, like if I'm convinced about my values at the formative years, it's important for you to explore the world. See, and for yourself, what's right, what's not. Unless you travel alone and take all those risks, you will not have those convictions. Whatever I may say, while it's not easy, it's easier said than done because you are a girl, you are going alone, late nights, strange cities, strange locations. Having said so, if you have faith in your values, I think it helps in letting you again flap your wings.
But I have to say one thing. Okay, I have a feeling you were thinking the same thing. So one line they give us every time before we're going for a trip. Okay, it's a potent line. And it literally haunts me wherever I am. Do you want to please say that line, please?
He says, मेरी बेटी का ख्याल रखना. And I'm like, what? Voice of God? Where is it coming from?
And every single time, it's like they talk about us in third person and that's मेरी बेटी का ख्याल रखना. And whenever I'm in any situation, I'm like, no, बेटी का ख्याल रखना है, बेटी का
Ekta Kapoor ka camera kahan hai when this is happening? But also I need to add that you equip us with things while we are traveling. We have all different kinds of pepper sprays, stabbers, knives, credit cards that turn into knives, spare phone, spare SIM, contacts in the city we are going to, no matter how remote that city is, he'll share some contact person's details over there. And like I said, wherever we are stuck, we just have to call them. And it's great to have that liberty to feel that, ki, okay, my parents have my back, my dad has my back no matter what. So, yeah, that's how we are like this. All right. So, we are close to the end of this podcast. But before we close, since we had a lot of fun and heartfelt chats, let's end with one note. We can share notes to daughters and kids. You can share a note to dads.
Sure.
In any relationship, no matter father or child, mother or child, or any relationship in the world, what's key is communication. I personally over communicate. I am a child जो स्कूल से निकलते गाड़ी तक पहुंचने का भी वेट नहीं करती. I would update my parents on everything that has happened, and then I will, heave a sigh of relief. And that just makes me feel that I have more people in my corner. I have, like, last night I had a crisis at midnight, post midnight, and these are people who sleep at 9:30 p.m. And I just picked up the call and called him that, this is the situation. I don't know how to deal with it. And I was fully panicking. And they calmed me down. And before I woke up, had 5 potential solutions to it. So I think communication helps build a stronger relationship with your parents. Trust them enough and let them also build that trust on you. And I think you can solve a lot of things there. Heavy ho gaya na?
Adding on to what she said, if there is genuine care from both sides, I'm sure we can find points to connect with. One. Also, I think it's important to understand that everybody is different and everybody has different ways of expressing. So we just let them be, which I think I get a lot from my parents, that comfort, because like she said, she's an over communicator, I'm an under communicator. So they don't force her to be like me and they don't force me to be like her, which is beautiful.
Your note to dads.
Okay, I'm nobody to give yarn on parenting or father, but I'll just share what worked for me.
Yeah.
Is that we make thousands of decisions right every day. Some decisions may go wrong. So it's fine. We are not robots. So it's important that we communicate that mistake has happened, and then so many other minds are working to resolve it. That's one. Second, trust your children. Allow them to be normal human beings. They don't owe us for being our children. They are normal human. Allow them to be normal human beings with normal needs as any human being would have, and be there when they need you, but don't overpower, don't track, don't monitor on a daily basis. Trust your man.
Couldn't have ended this better. So with that, we come to the end of this podcast, the Father's Day special podcast. And I hope you watch this with your dads or with your parents. And
thank you for tuning in again. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And sorry, heavy again, episode's still getting out of it. But we'll see you again soon, right here. Until then, with love, Papa Bolo.
Just
with love, twin me not.